Welcome back. All right, so in between videos, I clicked on the exit camp button, and here's where we find ourselves after a couple of loading screens. So let's head forward.
Moving in. The city is close now. My former peers will be watching, no doubt. Waiting for my return. We should do what we can to find them. What they know could help us.
All right, so our quest updates for Shadowheart. She wants to talk to people that were in her church that should be waiting for her. We'll head down and get the waypoint, and we'll talk to Yenna. Yenna's going to show up in our camp pretty much no matter what we do.
Excuse me. I can't find my mum.
We'll ask what her name is.
And my cat is Grub. He's shy. I'm not. My mum is called Emery. She went to go get some herbs for her spots. She was sick, and she was supposed to come back the same day. That was last 10 day, though.
So we'll see. We're going to try and go find a guard.
Guards blow like petards. They don't help us.
All right, well, we'll just give her some money then.
Thank you so much. I don't have anything, and you can't do anything without any coin. I'll pay you back when I find my mum.
So she's going to end up joining our camp and is one of the targets that Orin can decide to kidnap. If we had not dealt with the strange ox, we would find the strange ox up here.
Felt like an earthquake. As if I didn't have problems enough already.
So it would ordinarily be right here, but we killed it in Act 2. There's a shovel spot right here. As an example, let's see if we've got a shovel. There we go. You can just put them on your bar. In Act 3, things have gotten significantly more valuable, so when we look inside, we've got a better chance at finding better stuff. Let's take that. There's a whole bunch of quests here, or even not quests, and just events. Right, so here's another one. I cannot do them all in the video series. Well, I'll try to point out at least some of the stuff here. So, right, so here we've got a high-level spell, a little bit of money. We have an opportunity to follow up with the tieflings. Many of them are set up outside here, so we can find Mattis is down here. This guy right here is who Shadowheart is looking to find. He's a vendor before that, though.
I took you for one of them for a moment. The refugees, that is. You're a recent arrival for sure, still bearing dust from the road. But you have something they lack. Dignity. These wretches have nowhere to call home, nothing to live off but what they carry, and nobody to help them but themselves. And me, of course.
You can expand his trading materials by having a dialogue with him. He's kind of a jerk. He does have this dwarven thrower, however. So this weapon has a return to thrower property on it. He's also got this Hellrider longbow, right? So which can fairy fire people, and it gives advantage to initiative rolls and on perception checks. It could be valuable. We don't need it, so we're going to buy the dwarven thrower so that we have another throwing weapon that automatically returns. So we'll say how charitable.
Charity is a luxury. Fickle occasional gestures from guilty hearts. I run a business. You'd be shocked by the sort of things they bring with them. Gold and jewels, they can't easily exchange. Heirlooms, rarities, sentimental items, even cremation urns. Alas, you can't eat grandmother's ashes, nor can you easily trade a golden candelabra for a bowl of soup. That is where I come in. liquidity. Their heirlooms for my gold.
And we're going to go ahead and leave. He's definitely a Sharan, so he completely shows it. We can come down here. We'll say hi to Merkin and Mathis. We saved Merkin from some...
You did me a real favor clearing all those ghouls out of Moonrise. That old bonebag Ketherick had some fancy junk stashed behind all the cobwebs and piles of gore.
harpies. We saved Merkin from some harpies. So we can take a look and see what he's packing here.
A sharpie like you. Have a look.
So he's got some new stuff. He's still got the cloak, still got the stuff that we sold him. He's got this thing that allows you to change into a raven. That's kind of neat. And some elixirs and things. So he's a regular merchant. Right, he's got this headband that if we were playing a monk would be pretty good.
Stay away from trapped chests.
All right, and then we've got Merkin here.
Oh, hi. If you're here to save me again, I don't really need to be saved right now. Good thing, huh? Bye.
And if we take a look around, we'll find the rest of the tieflings as well. So over here on the far side of the camp, there's an interaction with some trapped toys here that are related to an argument that's happening outside of a house. So here's where the tieflings are. I'm, to save time, not going to talk to all of them here, but if you're interested in getting through all of the tieflings, right? So, you know, to truly have saved all the tieflings, you know, you should talk to all of the tieflings here to get the quest updated and get the achievement done. So we can come back up and the whole town kind of goes around in a big circle. So having picked up the hammer, I'm going to jump back to the Rivington Waypoint. And we'll grab our party. And what we want to do is head to the circus. So we can talk our way past the guard if we want to. It's just persuasion. And our bard is very good at that. And you see that there's another dig spot right here. And if I just click on it, it still works even though we didn't detect it. You can choose a setting, I think, where you don't even see the rolls. There's nothing really in the chests that is particularly game-breaking, so I wouldn't recommend it. If you feel like digging them all up for some extra money, it's nothing compared to what you pickpocket from Volo. So, if we feather fall, we can jump right into the circus. And the first thing that we would like to do is talk to Akabi, the genie. And we need to do some pickpocketing in order to get this game to work correctly for us. So we're going to break the party and we'll have our main character head to camp. And we'll pull Asterion in. And we'll just have him replace Shadowheart. And this is really just for this very brief pickpocket attempt. If your main character is good at picking pockets or you just want to take the risk, then that's fine.
The welcome mat of Baldur's Gate. This is it. I'm almost home.
So we'll add him to the party.
Perhaps if you lost a follower or two, I prefer to travel in smaller groups. It's more intimate.
And again, he'll replace
Well, in
Shadowheart.
that case, I'm all yours.
And when we add someone to our group in camp, if we just choose to leave camp, they'll come with us to wherever we're at. So he's going to appear right next to Akabi. We'll break the group apart. We'll step behind, and we're going to double check the sight lines to make sure there's no guard, so I'm just holding down shift to do that. I'll hit crouch and go into turn-based mode so that a guard doesn't happen by while we're talking. And we can see that he's got this ring. Asterian's got advantage on this check, and the difficulty for us to steal this ring is -1. So we easily grab it and exit stealth, and we'll exit turn-based mode. We'll click back to Alfira, and we're going to talk to Akabi.
Cutthroat! Ugly one!
And we'll take the Bard option.
Yes! Behold! Akabi's Wheel of Wonders! Spin! To win prizes beyond your tiny imagination and make your miserable life more bearable.
And we'll choose to spin the wheel with option number 2.
Let us see if you have luck's favor. Impossible! You thief! You cheated!
So Akabi uses the ring with Mage Hand to rig his game. So we just went ahead and took it from him before we did that. We can say whatever we want. I'll just say that we have no idea what we're talking about.
Liar! Enjoy the jackpot, muley curt!
When the game originally came out, when you were talking to him, you could put it in trade mode and buy the ring from him, and so you really wouldn't have any idea what you were talking about, because it would just show up in his trade inventory. So here we show up in a land full of dinosaurs, somewhere else. So there's a portal that we can see down here that will take us back to the real world. But before we go into it, we're going to grab another ring. So we have a whole bunch of Scrolls of Invisibility, so we'll use one of those. We also know the spell Invisibility. We have a bunch of potions of it, so we shouldn't need more than 10 rounds. So we'll go ahead and cast it. And our main character, Alfira, here is strong enough that if we chose to do so, we could fight all of the dinosaurs and we would be able to win. So if that's something that you're inclined to want to do, there's a little experience to be had there, but I'm not going to do it. If you want to do it, I would recommend summoning an elemental, summoning the Cambion from the weapon we got for Will's quest. The dinosaurs do knockdown and bleed, so they can do a fair bit of damage. We'll see that there's a magic ring here that after hitting a creature we can cast an illusion or enchantment spell like Hold. So the ability to attack with our weapons and then use our bonus action to cast Hold Monster from a scroll or something is pretty good. You can see that there's a note about messing with genies as well. This guy must have done that and gotten thrown here. We'll cast Featherfall. And we'll crouch. And our intent here is to just jump down onto this little ledge. And then we'll head over a little bit and jump down onto this ledge. And we could have done this with Lizelle as well. She could just smash this box open. If we take a look at it, we can pick it up and just take it with us. We could also knock. We have the spell knock that would just open it. And we're back. So if we select Lizelle and just head back to the Rivington marker here, anywhere that's sort of out of the way. We'll open our inventory, sort by latest. We'll send this to Lizelle and drop it on the ground. And then we'll just hit it and pick up Nirulna. This is a unique throwing harpoon. It does area of effect damage around it. Now we can just walk right through the gate because we've been to the circus. I guess they must have done that thing where they put a little stamp on your hand. And we'll jump back down. And rejoin the rest of the party. With Alfira, we want to go talk to the Stony and Bony here, these vendors. They'll sell you a statue of yourself that gives a D4 bonus on most checks after a long rest, and that lasts for the rest of Act 3.
We have a customer. Is your camp drab? Dreary? Then you have come to the right place. Browse our bespoke Stony and Bony creations, or commission a statue in your likeness. It is our most sought-after service.
And we'd like a statue of ourselves.
My wife shall be delighted. Customs are her favorite, particularly when their facial structure is as unique as yours.
The game used to just take whatever you were wearing and make the statue, and the developers have added some options, so you can choose to be in your camp clothes or naked or armed and ready for battle. We'll take armed and ready for battle. The price does not vary.
Tremendous! Stony, darling, let us put this towards our getaway in the Moonshay Isles. I'll have your statue shipped to your camp. You shall love it. We guarantee it.
Okay, and we'll regroup our party and bring them over to near the wizard. We've got a vendor here, sells potions and things. And we'll break apart. The next fight, we do have one opponent that is, in theory, slightly dangerous, which is the dinosaur over here, which spits acid. So we're going to cast Enhanced Leap and Featherfall, and we'll jump right into the middle of the open hand temple here. And what we want to do is go into the kitchen, because the dinosaur is hungry and what it really wants is food. And in the kitchen there is some, so we're going to go ahead and crouch and pause. And what we want is this pig's head. We'll grab it, and then we're going to head right back out. So we'll leave stealth and we'll head right back to where we were. If you have a lot of meat in your camp, that would also be fine.
No one back home will ever believe this.
So we will look for some of the potions of animal speaking we have. Because we've been robbing Volo, we're going to have a lot of those. I think I simply stopped stealing them. We can prevent the Displacer Beast from leaving its cage as well if we want to. It's a perception check you can try with everyone in the party.
I need a quick word.
So we'll talk to Crimson here.
Hunger. Stomach screams. Press your flesh through bars. And blood reeks.
And we'll just give him the pig's head. And we're inspired, and he won't take part in the combat anymore. So we're going to open up a little fight here with a bunch of doppelgangers. Most of the crowd will disperse. There'll be a few people left over that you can try to save if you're inclined to want to do that. So we'll link the party back up and without Alfira, and we're going to have Lizelle and Karlak just jump on to the open hand temple. And we'll head up here to the top. Now, so we've got a bunch of weapons that have the throwing property. We've got this Dwarven Thrower, and we can put that in Lizelle's inventory. We have the new legendary weapon that we picked up. That's already in Lizelle's inventory. We've got a returning pike. And we'll dump that into Karlak's inventory. And then Lizelle has the unique ability to bond a weapon. So we'll select one of the lightning jabbers, and we'll cast Weapon Bond. The Dwarven Thrower actually will do more damage if you're a dwarf, so if you disguise self as a dwarf, it will actually do more damage if Lizelle throws it. We'll take Asterion here, and we'll head back to camp. He doesn't need to take part in the combat. He's not a particularly combat adept character to start with. So we're going to have the combat down here where no one will be. Let's take a look at our equipment and make sure that we're well set to do damage at range. So we've got Crusher's Ring, and we've got the Ring of Flinging. I think before we had the Psychic Damage Ring for concentration. Yeah, the Strange Conduit Ring. For Karlak here, take a look and see what we've got in the way of better equipment. We still have the Gloves of Uninhibited Kushigo. Those add damage with thrown attacks, so we'll equip that. We can get a +1 to ranged attack rolls and thrown attack rolls. We'll give her that hat. And because we've got two throwers, we're sort of splitting equipment between the two of them. And if we wanted to, we could have sort of all the gear on one person, and they would be better at that.
Action, not reaction.
So if we wanted to add in a little additional psychic damage here, we could cast Protection from Good and Evil, where we can use Hunter's Mark that we're getting from our helm. We'll click on Alfira, and we're just going to walk up and interact here with Dribbles the Clown.
Buddy the dog is my very best friend. Do you know why? Why? Because with him, anything is possible. Way! Did you hear about the Scarecrow who lost a fight?
And we'll take the Bard option.
Hey! Looks like we've got a proper comedian in our midst. Good thing, too. I'll need someone with your wits for my next trick. Now, where are you?
The hair on the back of your neck raises as a shiver passes through you.
You, my special assistant. Come on up.
And we'll go ahead and approach the stage.
A round of applause for the stalwart heart. Now, I always tell children that they're special, that each and every one of them is unique. Tell me, what makes you special?
We'll say that we're nice to everyone, so we'll take option 2.
Boring! Boring! Anyone can do that. You, my friend, are the most special person in the circus, in all of Baldur's Gate. Does anyone know why?
Why?
You're special, my friend, because I have a message just for you. Praise the Absolute.
You sense something behind you. Instinct takes over.
So the dog will try to attack you if you fail the perception check there. Alright, so Karlak was close enough to be included in the combat, but Lizelle was not. So we're going to take Alfira, and we'll cast Dimension Door, select ourselves, and then jump right up with the rest of the party here on the roof. Oh, it looks like Lazella's combat. She's just further down. All right, so we've used our action to move, but we still have a bonus action. So we'll take an offhand attack and take a shot here at the dog. And we got a lucky hit.
Ready for another round?
Karlak will run forward, and we'll have her enter a frenzy. And she's going to try to throw the returning pike. See if we can get a path on anything. Don't seem to have a shot from there. We'll try backing up a little bit to get around this. Still nothing. Try a little further. There we go. So we've got a shot on the guy and the dog. We'll take a shot on the dog. And we'll take a shot on Dribbles the clown. And we'll get out of the way so that Lazelle's capable of making a shot too. This guy's going to run over and open the cage. And we'll bring Lazelle over to where Karlak was throwing from. And we'll select that we're going to throw our new legendary weapon. This does damage in an area around where it hits of electricity. So we'll throw at the dog. You see that we damage a bunch of people. Even so far away, we actually hit one of the regular viewers. And we'll throw at Dribbles. And we'll even take a shot and miss. Dribbles is going to run into the crowd and probably try to kill some of the audience as well. Turns out he's a doppelganger. And there's no bonus objective for having succeeded in saving the entire crowd. This is an odd habit that the cat has of locking itself in its own cage. We got a shot on Fum now, the doppelganger, so we'll take that. We got really lucky on that attack roll. As you can see, they've got Mind Reader, which gives us disadvantage on ranged attacks against them. So we miss on that attack. Got Karlak. Let's see if we can line up a shot. And we do.
Good idea, Karlak.
And we're hitting them, and then we're getting bounce damage. So you can see it's doing quite a lot. And then because we're in a frenzy, we have an enraged throw as well. And we'll hit the other one. And then we'll step out of the way. And he's also a doppelganger, we now learn. For Lazelle, we'll have her throw the bound version of the lightning jabber that we've got. See if we can hit either of these guys. We've got to throw on that one. And we missed and killed someone by accident. And we'll try again. There we go. And we've got an offhand attack, which we'll use on the downed one there, and got a lucky hit. And you see that ordinarily we would get Crimson, the dinosaur, in this fight, and Crimson will actually throw spit at us, which is acidic and does pretty good damage. That dude did not last very long. See that we can't shoot through the cage, so we're just going to continue shooting at the doppelganger. And we'll wait and see if we can get a shot with Karlach. If we don't, we might have our frenzy end. And just barely can we get one. So we'll just skip and then hope that she's willing to come out at some point. So we'll take a round or two and see if we can do that.
Yes.
And again, just throwing down. And we'll do the same with Lazelle. Doesn't look like we have a shot from there, so we'll step over next to Karlach and see if we've got a shot from here. And we do. There we go. Now the cat is targetable. Let's see if we can line up a shot.
Cutting to the chase.
And we'll use Slashing Flourish. Just try to speed up the combat a little bit.
Now this is my happy place.
We'll see if Karlach can throw at this location. It looks like there's a tree maybe blocking most of our shots. Lazelle's got bows, so she's not a great shot with them, but she does have them, so we'll take a couple. And we actually do manage to hit her. We lose our frenzy because we weren't attacking every round. And watch as Shadow Whiskers makes its way through the crowd. Again, we could have prevented Shadow Whiskers from joining the combat, but it doesn't really matter if the crowd survives or not. So if you want that to happen, you can go through. There's a bunch of dialogue, and it takes a little while to make sure that you get the check done, which is why I skipped it for this. All right, so that's where we're going to end this video, and I will catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching.